Go back to sleep, honey. Everything will be all right in the end.
Brother, I sure hope so. How the hell did you get in here? Get the hell out of my bedroom!
Oh boy, huh. To be honest, guys, this is an episode I honestly didn't think I'd ever get the chance to make. Really, when I started this series over 2 years ago, yeah, my release schedule sucks, I know, shut up. Things were looking so bleak for the band that I figured they'd probably break up before I had a chance to even finish. In fact, the original goal of this series was to have it all completed before the band could make any kind of announcement. Hell, I originally wanted to have the whole series done within 6 months.
You naive little shit!
But to my surprise, and to the surprise of many others, I'm sure, that wasn't the case. And this October, Weezer released their 9th studio album. And no, I'm not counting Death to False Metal. This album would come to be called Everything Will Be Alright in the End, or to refer to it by its shorthand name,
Ew, babe!
And I stink.
Get the fuck out of my bedroom! But, yeah, here we are with a brand spanking new Weezer album. After 4 years, no less. Seriously, the wait for this album was nearly as long as the wait between Pinkerton and Greed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they stopped releasing albums annually.
Everyone is glad they stopped releasing albums annually.
But still, that was a hell of a long wait for us.
But that originally wasn't going to be the case. This album initially started out with the intention to use the same producer as Hurley and Ratitude, and was going to be released the following year in 2011. But the band reconsidered, or negotiations fell through, or someone hit Rivers in the face with a cinder block, and they decided to scrap their plans for that album in the end. An AV Club article quote from Rivers actually states that Hurley was kind of a dark record.
Wait, dark? Hurley? What the hell version of Hurley were you listening to?
And the new songs sound like you're 16, riding your bicycle to get a Slurpee, right?
So basically that album would have been comparable to a brain freeze. Got it.
Things didn't go completely dead silent, though. During this time, the band was still keeping up appearances where they could. They contributed a Cars cover song for the Cars 2 soundtrack.
Oh, I get it!
They went through another label change, they did a retro tour where they played Blue and Pinkerton in their entirety, and even headlined a 4-day Carnival cruise trip.
Which, being the cynical asshole that I am, I would make a joke about, but apparently from the people I've talked to that were actually on the boat, it was a really fun time. I mean, if it was good, I certainly can't knock them for that. Hell, there are a lot of bands that are actually doing the cruise thing these days. Even Paramore had a cruise tour this year. Not that being on a boat with Hayley Williams in the middle of the tropics for 4 days sounds like a bad idea or anything. What was I talking about?
Anywho, once Weezer got off the boat, they got right to work on a completely new album. They even went as far as bringing in Ric Ocasek, yes, that Ric Ocasek, to work with them again.
And believe me guys, this announcement just in and of itself was a big deal. It signaled that Weezer, at least potentially, were actually going to get back to their roots. As opposed to all those other times they said they were going back to their roots. This at least showed us that Weezer was actively trying to do that. Ric Ocasek does tend to bring out the best in this group, so yeah, hearing about this was a big deal for everybody.
The band also released a series of teaser videos on their YouTube channel, which, were interesting, to say the least. This was kind of their way of updating us with news regarding the album. These videos, as odd as some of them were, actually helped build the suspense for this album. They're cryptic and ominous, and they give off a very artsy, sort of faux French New Wave kind of vibe. For basically what amounts to a bunch of simple teaser trailers, it looks like a lot of effort and imagination went into these.
Don't worry, Mom. Everything will be alright in the end.
Again, though, this was a very positive sign to help signify that maybe, fucking maybe, the band was actually putting effort into this one. But enough backstory. I mean, you guys get it by this point, right? The stakes for this album are high. Super freaking high. Weezer fans were chomping at the bit for this release. Hell, you guys are chomping at the bit for my review on it. So I guess the only question we can really ask now is, does the album hold up? Well, let's take it track by track.
The album opens with Ain't Got Nobody, and...
Yeah, I'd say we're off to a good start.
God, I love how powerful this opening is. It has a nice strong low end and a nice simple chord progression to get us into the right groove. While it may not be crazy complex, it certainly does a great job of getting your attention. It's forceful and big, and frankly, this is an element that has been missing from a lot of their previous efforts. So to see us start off so strong here is a terrific sign. Not to mention...
Hey, hello, guitar solos. I missed you.
It's a good one, too. It's playful and soaring, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. The song is very punchy and exciting, the way you want an opening track to be. In fact, musically, I'd say this is probably one of their best opening numbers since maybe Blue.
Though, to be honest, that might not be saying too much. I mean, the Red Album opened with Troublemaker, Make Believe opened with and Ratitude flat out faked us out with If You're Wondering. But I do think that this opener does at least stand on the shoulders of other great Weezer opening tracks like American Gigolo and Tired of Sex. But in my book, nothing beats My Name is Jonas. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
Though I will say that maybe the lyrics are a touch darker than a song of this caliber might merit. Like, wow, you've just been having one hell of a year, haven't you?
Believe me, I can relate.
But they don't feel weird, whiny, or melodramatic like some of their other songs tackling this topic. It's a song about hard times that every one of us can relate to. I mean, we've all dated that one person that didn't have a soul.
I think we should see other people. No, I'm not kidding around. I seriously think we should just stop this. Because I'm not happy. I haven't been for a while now. I think it's better if we cut our losses, you know? No, your parents are lovely. It's just... I'm sorry, I don't want to do this anymore. It's the last time I used Tinder, I swear to God.
All in all, this is a damn solid track, and a good omen of what might be to come on this album. I dig it.
Okay, now moving on to track 2, which is... Oh dear. We have a bit of an issue here.
Yeah, I guess this is a little weird. If you've seen my 1,000 subscriber special, then you pretty much already know my thoughts on this one. And if you haven't, I'll just hold on that for a few seconds. Go ahead and watch it if you haven't already. I'll wait. Got it? Okay. Yeah, my opinion really hasn't changed here. The final cut sounds pretty similar to what we heard from the bootlegs, and it's still a very solid, simple, and strikingly bold song. Seriously, I mean, just listen to those lyrics.
Maybe I should play the lead guitar and Pat should play the drums.
Though I have heard some people criticize this song for being too on the nose and a bit too apologetic.
Though honestly, I can't say I agree with that. I mean, this song was written specifically for the fans, and there's a damn good reason it was chosen to be the first single. It was to help signal to all those stray, poor, battered and beaten Weezer fans out there that things were finally going to be changing. The days of cynical cash grabs and pandering half-assed collaborations were finally going to end. And Weezer was going to be our band again. It was going to be a band for the fans. This song is specifically for us. And it helped signal that after all those years, Weezer finally started paying attention to us. I mean, they should have done it 4 fucking albums ago, but better late than never.
Though, some old habits seem to die hard for these guys. For example, this song has a co-writer. Jacob Kasher is the culprit on this track, a musician and rapper that's currently signed with... oh no... and has written songs for people like, oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Seriously, fuck you! But before you start flipping over tables and breaking out the flamethrowers and protest, here's the thing you gotta know about this particular writing credit. It's kind of a joke. No, seriously, Carl Koch, the band's webmaster and archivist, described Kasher's overall involvement in the song as randomly singing out the title while hanging out on the couch listening to Rivers strumming the song. It doesn't take much to get half a songwriting credit.
No shit, eh? Holy God, I didn't think it was that easy. I mean, Jesus, I said Pat Wilson should have been playing drums over 6 months ago. Can I get a fucking writer's credit?
Regardless of any of that, though, I still dig this song. It's another solid track, and it helps keep the momentum of the album strong. We're off to a pretty good start here.
Okay, so we're up, we're moving, we're going strong. Let's keep that energy going with track 3, Eulogy for a Rock Band. Has anybody else out there seen A Mighty Wind? You know, that Christopher Guest movie from a few years back? I can't be the only one who read the title of this song and immediately thought of this.
In 1974, after the breakup, Mitch was extremely angry. His first solo album, A Cry for Help, contained numbers like, If I Had a Gun, Anyone But You, May She Rot in Hell. And this just spiraled down to the next album, calling it quits. And at that point, he was in a very bad way.
Why do I have a really bad feeling that Rivers is going to look exactly like that in 20 years?
But again, we have another solid mid-tempo jam. This one written along with Daniel Brummel and Ryan Sleeger from Ozma. If you've ever heard any Ozma...
I find myself looking down. Every night I see a shooting star.
they're a good fit for this band. I recommend checking them out. The melodies to this song are catchy, especially in the chorus. There's some pretty vocal deliveries, and the guitar work is simple, but again, catchy enough to get your attention.
Wait a minute, I'm starting to notice a pattern here.
Pretty much every song so far, while very catchy and enjoyable, has also been for the most part fairly simple. Apart from the soloing, there isn't anything terribly flashy in the instrumentation, which, as someone that adores technical proficiency, does get on my tits a wee bit, but at the same time, it's catchy and hooky and fun to listen to, so...
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm kind of conflicted here. I mean, my upper brain is just begging for some more complex arrangements, but the duh idiot side of my brain is just happy there's such a nice, catchy melody to hang on to. And I don't know, to be frank, I think the duh idiot side is winning.
But yeah, even though a bit more flash would have definitely been nice to see, the simple melodies are really effective at engrossing you in the music, and they're just fun to listen to. And again, these are mid-tempo jams, and those are difficult to pull off effectively, so yeah, even while I'm staring one of this album's biggest flaws dead square in the face already, it doesn't seem to bother me too much.
I will say one thing, though. The lyrics so far on this album have been kind of a downer. Not bad, mind, just kind of glum and depressing, you know? For an album called Everything Will Be Alright in the End, things haven't been terribly cheery, have they?
Well, it's never made perfectly clear who the band is referring to with this song exactly, but come on, who the hell else could they be writing about? I mean, that's the thing. For the most part, the song is so vague, it could be about any band. But this line right here sticks in my craw. See, that line doesn't really make any sense. If the band were writing about themselves, then this line isn't correct. Weezer have been around for 20 years. 22 if you want to get technical. So if it isn't about them, then who are some bands that are 15 years old? That puts us at about 1999. Okay, I kind of doubt that. Oh, wait, maybe it is about them, but they just aren't counting the... Yeah, let's just round it up to 5 years. Start making this album. But, wait, then, no, that logic doesn't work either, because then don't we have to discount the other 5-ish years between Pinkerton and Brain? Hell, that only puts us at 10 years now. And if we do that, don't we also have to discount the 3 years between Maladroit and Make Believe? Are we just supposed to count those years? Do side projects count? What about compilation albums and Christmas albums? I mean, where does the timeline actually begin, and what are we supposed to consider canon if we...
Oh dear, I've gone cross-eyed.
All kidding aside, even with the somewhat depressing and defeated lyrics, this is still a catchy and very listenable tune. And the lyrics, well, they don't even really come off as depressing as much as they do strikingly frank and realistic. I mean, hell, like I said at the beginning of this very video, I didn't even think this band was going to be around to release another album.
Hell, this entire series originally started out as my eulogy to this rock band, so... Touche, Weezer? Touche.
Okay, on to the next track, Lonely Girl. This song was written with the help of Josh Alexander. Or, well, he has a writing credit. We all know how much that really signifies at this point, though, don't we?
You paying attention? No.
I couldn't actually find much info on this guy. He's written some Tattoo songs. Remember Tattoo? Fake lesbians. But again, we have a terrific mid-tempo song with some great guitar and vocal layering, simple but catchy melodies, and another decent solo that really ties the whole song.
Is it motherfucking Groundhog Day? I really feel like I'm starting to repeat myself.
Here's the thing, I'm really enjoying the album so far. I genuinely am. I don't think there's been a bad track yet, but as a critic, I oftentimes have to play devil's advocate and try to see the album from as many sides as possible, and yeah, I could see how those of us that aren't frothing at the mouth obsessed with this band might find the album to be a bit samey up to this point. The formula is certainly effective, but it hasn't been terribly colorful or outrageous yet. There really hasn't been much in the line of experimenting or trying new things.
But given some of the things that Weezer have tried in the past... maybe that's for the best.
While I can see where a lot of those criticisms are coming from, I just don't personally feel that way. Yeah, things have been a touch formulaic, but the formula they've developed is a solid one. And hey, if it ain't broke...
Okay, bitches, Weezer and it's Weezy.
I said if it ain't broke, goddammit! To me, this album has so far had, for lack of a better term, a cozy feeling to it. It's like nestling up under your favorite comforter, pouring a hot glass of cocoa and just basking in the warm, fuzzy feeling of comfortable surroundings. Yeah, maybe you've done this a billion times, but it's still fun to do, especially when you're in the mood for it. Or extremely hungover. Same difference.
And this song is no exception. It has a catchy, hooky melody, and a solid, if not terribly flashy, overall composition. It's okay. It's a decent track, really. And I will say one thing. It's nice to hear a song from Weezer about a girl that isn't, like, creepy or weird for a change.
You are my baby.
Despite the flaws I'm seeing in the album, it hasn't lost its charm yet. The lyrics are sincere and skillfully crafted, by Weezer standards at least, and I'm still having a very good time with it.
But yeah, I can see how this shit would get old after a while. They really better change things up for the next tune. Well, I guess that shut me the hell up.
Okay, seriously, I love the funk-style beat to this song. The melody has a big sense of swagger to it. It's ballsy and in your face. Not to mention catchy as all hell. I mean, again, this isn't a crazy huge mix-up stylistically, but it is different enough to keep us engaged. The tempo change in the bridge makes for a very bouncy, finger-snapping kind of shift in tone, but then we get reintroduced back into the rockier side with...
Oh, God, the lead work on this album.
Like, man, guys, especially after coming off of freaking Hurley, it's nice to see the lead work roar back again like this. And not only is it back, but it's very good. Well, by Weezer standards at least, but come on, nobody buys a Weezer album expecting to hear Satriani. The solos on this album are very brief, and admittedly, most of the tracks on this album aren't crazy long either, but I think that's what I kinda like about this album so far. The simple way it just focuses on the hook. It's easy to get into, easy to sing along with, and it does a good job of getting in, getting out, and leaving you satisfied before it wears out its welcome. Unlike, you know, other things I could possibly name.
You didn't leave your iPod here, did you? There's nothing to talk about. It's over. I feel like we both need to move on. I know, okay, I know. And I should have handled things better, but look, I'm just not happy. You and I want very different things out of this relationship, and I'm not ready for that. Really, I'm not. And I'm sorry. We're just not going to be able to make this happen. Please don't make this any harder than it already is. But again, the music isn't even the best part of this song. It's the lyrics. Oh my God. Hold that thought, I'll be right back.
To all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a fatty special sauce.
Okay, let's see. Chocolate milk, small fry, very small fry, cheeseburger, Go-Gurt, small toy. Oh man, this is a girl's toy. Guys, I can confirm it. Rivers Cuomo is in fact not a Happy Meal. We did it. We did it, guys. We totally fucking did it. I'm totally gonna eat this Happy Meal now.
Along with yourself.
Seriously, McDonald's, why the hell did you do this? Huh? This is really fucking creepy. Creepier than Ronald.
Again, I hear some of you saying, okay, alright, we get it. You're fucking sorry. You've devoted 3 songs now to how sorry you are. We get it. Will you please move the fuck on? And that seems to be where a lot of the lyrical criticism is coming from with this particular release. And to be honest, yeah, if you're not a Weezer fan, then the apologetic tone of this album might be a wee bit too much for you.
But guys, speaking as a hardcore fan, these lyrics are something I needed to hear from the band. I sincerely did. And it's not even like some of those criticisms are completely unfounded. I could see how someone outside of the Weezer bubble might actually see this as being a little groveling as opposed to sincerely apologetic. But again, guys, speaking as a fan, someone who's been there since pretty much day one, these songs delivered a message that we sorely needed to hear.
After 9 years, 9 very long years of fucking around, Weezer are done. They're done pandering, done sucking up to people that don't care about them, done compromising their sounds in hopes to become ultra successful. Weezer, with these songs and with this particularly dashing, extravagant track here, are declaring proudly and loudly enough so that every motherfucker in the vicinity can hear it, that they are a people's band again.
And another fun fact, the co-writer on this song is actually Justin Hawkins? Really? Is that the same Justin Hawkins? Holy shit, that's fucking awesome! I think every Weezer fan, regardless of what you thought of some of their lesser works, needed to hear this message. And boy, what a huge, grandiose trumpet blare of an announcement it is, too. Hell, it almost feels like the closing number to a musical that somehow hasn't been written yet. A Weezer musical. I mean, say what you want, but it can't possibly be any worse than Turn Off the Dark. That's just Vertigo, you lazy shit! Okay, moving on to the next track, which is called The British Are Coming?
Blackcoats, taking quarter within our homes and taxing our goods and commodities into oblivion! The monarchy shall know this day that we are not serfs shackled into the freedom of mad King George. God forbid it! I know not what my brethren may do, but as for me and my household, give me liberty! Oh, give me death!
I apologize to every British person that might watch this show. Yeah, guys, I've done my research on this one, and it doesn't appear to be a metaphor for anything. It's not an elaborate comparison to something the band or Rivers may have been going through. It's literally just a song about the Revolutionary War. I mean, if there is some deeper meaning or collaborative theme going on here, I sure as hell can see it. I suppose you could maybe draw a parallel between the lyrics of the song and the potential criticism that the band may have faced upon releasing this album. know, the band are the Americans and the critics are the British in this case. But, I don't know, even that feels like a bit of a stretch. I literally think this song is just about the American Revolutionary War. I don't know, maybe Rivers just got through a grind of Assassin's Creed 3 and just had to get it out of his system. But regardless, this isn't a bad song. Not at all. In fact, I think it's one of the stronger tracks on the album. The acoustic guitars and piano work are insanely gorgeous. The vocal harmonies and falsettos are all expertly placed and executed. And again, we get another kick-ass solo as the icing on the cake. Seriously, that solo is giving me very blue-tinted flashbacks, if you get what I mean. The song is just so pretty and exquisitely arranged that it almost feels like a ballad. I really, really like this song, even though, yeah, I have no idea why we brought third grade history into it, but whatever, I'm digging it.
Hell, this song actually resembles an extremely well-produced version of a Schoolhouse Rock track. Holy God, I'm starting to show my age now. Does anybody even remember that show?
What if people say you're not good enough to be in the Constitution?
Then I'll crush all opposition to me, and I'll make Ted Kennedy pay. If he fights back, I'll say that he's gay.
Jesus Christ, what the hell episode was that from? I don't remember seeing that one in preschool.
You know, all bullshitting aside, I have been very impressed with this album so far. It's been by no means perfect, but we're 6 tracks deep and we haven't had a bad or even a mediocre song yet. In fact, I haven't been this impressed with a Weezer album in a very, very long time. Hell, it's been ages since I've been able to get halfway through a Weezer album without, well, one thing or another making my jaw smash through my coffee table. Guys, if this momentum keeps up, then we may very well have a new classic on our hands, a flawless masterpiece to add to the trophy case, another spellbinding work of rock perfection to prove the genre is far from dead, an explosive denouement to the current Weezer story to help sound the triumphant return of...
And there spiral my expectations.
You know, in reading articles leading up to this album's release, I distinctly remember seeing something about how harshly Ocasek was steering the band during the album's production, and I specifically remember him cracking down on the band for wanting to put whistling bullshit into his song.
He obviously didn't crack down hard enough.
I'm sorry, this just might be a personal pet peeve, but I hate whistling in music. Sure, I'll concede, in the rarest of times, it can be a damn effective way to establish your tone, but I swear 99% of the time... Oh, God!
And I just gotta say it, the lyrics don't do this song any favors either.
It's a girl. I paint the girls all the time. It's not hard. Not even into girls and I can paint them. No problem. Get the fuck out of here with this noise. Da Vinci got no time for this matter.
It's a girl. I revolutionized the way we look at black holes and quantum mechanics. I think I can explain how girls happen. Y'all be grippin'. Stab the fuck off the hog. Punk bitches.
And we have a few other groaners on this track too.
Whatever they paid you for that plug, I sincerely hope it was worth it. You know what, now I'm vaguely curious. Hang on to that thought for a sec. Hey, what do you know? I am on here. Oh, let's see. That's right. That's right too. Oh. Just one of the drawbacks to being Saiyan, I guess. What can I say? Frieza was a dick.
But hell, despite the kinda derpy lyrics and the ear-grating whistles, I still have to give credit where it's due. Scott Schreiner's doing some cool stuff on the bass with this track, and the keyboards are a nice touch at the end. But overall, I just gotta say I'm not a big fan of this song. It doesn't even necessarily kill the momentum of the album, but this is probably my least favorite track, even with the solid instrumentation.
But thankfully things pick up really quickly with the next track, Go Away. It's actually a duet.
A duet with someone that isn't fucking stupid for a change.
Okay, no joke, I just gotta come right out and say it. I love this song. It's a collaboration with Bethany Constantino of Best Coast, another awesome band that you should totally check out if you haven't already.
You know, I've always said I wasn't against Weezer working with other artists if the artists they were working with weren't freaking fucking jack-offs. And here, with maybe one small exception, the collaborations are outstanding. These are talented, very creative people whose general sound and style fit well with Weezer. You get the right people in, you get good music. Who'd funk it?
But no, seriously, Constantino is a dream on this song. It has a wonderful, doo-woppy, kind of 50s throwback feel to it. Again, I think I might be seeing blue here, but her and Rivers' vocal harmonies complement each other perfectly, especially for the type of song that this is. You know, we're really used to hearing Rivers gripe about his troubles with women, but this might be the first song we've actually gotten from them where we actually get the girl side of the story. And it turns out, yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
Girl, lay it down. You ain't gotta take that mess. I'm sorry. Again, it's a simple song with a simple beat and a simple melody, but it's just so catchy and charming that I can't help but love the shit out of it. Seriously, this is like one of my favorite songs off of the album. It's just so pretty and sincere and fun. God, when was the last time we could actually describe Weezer in those terms? Charming, fun, sincere. What was the last Weezer album we got that, like, pulled on your heartstrings and actually made you feel good? Oh, fuck right off! It's a bright, poppy, fun little song about a topic that everyone can relate to. I mean, we've all had some pretty harsh breakups.
Aw, come on, don't cry. You were too good for him anyway.
Yeah, you a strong, independent hellspawn. You ain't need no man.
Well, if he can't see you for the kind, caring, beautiful devourer of souls that you are, then that's his problem, not yours.
No, we are not just saying that. We are your friends. We love you, and just because you were born in the bowels of hell does not mean you do not deserve to be happy.
Yeah, guys come and go, but you'll eventually find the one that's right for you. And even if you don't, well, we're your friends, and we'll be here for you. Real friendship lasts forever. And we're certainly not going anywhere anytime soon, are we, Jimmy?
No, we're not, Kurt. No, we're not.
No, you are.
Guess who bought Haagen-Dazs?
Oh, Hammond.
Moving on to Cleopatra. This song is also a bit unique, for a Weezer song at least. The lyrics tackle the story of a woman that used to be smoking hot, but is not aging well, being sung from the perspective of one of her many suitors. See what I mean? It's sort of like Bowie's Changes or The Killers When You Were Young in that respect, just slightly. It's about dealing with change as you grow older. But then again, maybe it's not. Maybe it's supposed to be taken literally like the British are coming and it's just about the historical Cleopatra. I mean, I say that because the entire second verse is about this girl being reincarnated? Which, hell, even Bowie didn't take the idea that far along. But then again, ancient Egyptians like Cleopatra didn't believe in reincarnation, at least not in the way Rivers is referring to it. Ancient Egyptians believed more in a spiritual reincarnation, a transfiguration of the soul into living beings of the spiritual realm, and not so much just being plunked back down on Earth.
What? Shit!
Maybe this is just Rivers slipping in some of his own Buddhist beliefs, or maybe it's kind of a metaphor for second chances.
Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing the song like I always do and I need to quit harping on about it. I'm sure pretty much all of you clicked on this video less for the insight into the anthropology of ancient cultures and more for the dick jokes. There you go. There you go.
Regardless, though, these lyrics are actually pretty good too. I like them. Rivers' delivery is very humble and soft, just like the kind of guy that has probably fallen under the spell of a girl that's way out of his league, and they're effective in the overall message he's trying to present. Which is, getting old kinda sucks. I've heard some people complain about the number reciting at the end of the choruses. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. But really, it doesn't bother me. I mean, this is a song about getting old, and as we're all aging, we obsess over numbers. 18, 21, 40, 50. A number isn't a really big deal until you see it creeping up ever so slowly to your doorstep.
In fact, I'm actually a lot closer to 30 than I'd care to admit, personally. Stay the hell away from me, motherfucker!
In a song about age, rattling off a few numbers isn't a bad technique. It's okay. I don't mind it. Though, okay, for a song about a girl that's supposed to be hot, yeah, I'd say 5, 10, and 15 definitely touch on the creepy side, but seems like more of a phonetical thing to me. I mean, 5, 10, 15, it just flows off the tongue better than any other combo of numbers I could think of, so... Okay, in this instance, I'll give it a pass. Just this once. And sonically, the song is great too. The low end is deep and chugging, but also bouncy. The acoustic guitars and harmonicas are very nice touches. And I do like that little time signature shift we get in the chorus. It does take you just a second to get the swing of it, but once you get a feel for it, it definitely grows on you fast. And again, we get a sweet as hell fucking solo. That's really cool, guys. That may be one of their coolest solos since the Blue album.
Jesus Christ, I am really seeing Blue on this album, aren't I? Abu Di Abu Di.
And so on and so on and so on.
In my opinion, this was a wise choice for the second single. It's unique and interesting in a not stupid way, in addition to just being catchy and foot-tapping as all hell. Props, fellas. Seriously. Props.
God, guys, I'm actually starting to feel a little bad. Well, here's the thing. Bad music, albeit infinitely harder to listen to, is actually easier to riff on and, write goofy jokes about, but this album, it's been pretty consistently good. I mean, apart from the occasional hill or valley here or there, it's been very, very listenable. Hell, it's been very enjoyable. There hasn't been one track on this album that I can't at least appreciate, if not full-blown love. So, I don't know, we're almost to the end of this thing. Can we really hold this streak for this long? Yep, I think we can.
The goddamn thunder behind this track. Those power chords and that fuzz behind the bass just thump with power. And Wilson's drums are succinct and on point. The guitars harmonize so fucking eloquently. Rivers' lead work is particularly soaring, and it gives the song a sweeping, anthematic feel. It's a huge fucking song, a show closer.
This is what the end of a Weezer album is supposed to sound like.
This song was written with the help of Patrick Stickles from Titus Andronicus. Again, they're another great indie band with a sound that could potentially fit well with Weezer.
Again, fucking derp.
And it does. It works amazingly well. I mean, these lyrics.
Guys, I'm gonna say something that is undoubtedly gonna stir the shit down in the comments, but I really don't care because I genuinely mean this. This song may very well be one of the best songs lyrically that this band has ever written. Ever. Period. Ding, ding, ding. Come out swinging if you have to. I honestly don't care because this song is outstanding. It's about forgiveness and redemption. It's a desperate and aching cry for reconciliation, an acknowledgement of sin, and a penitent plea for reproachment. Guys, Weezer isn't just acknowledging their mistakes. They're sincerely and fervently begging for our forgiveness here. I think at the end of the day, an apology was all I really wanted. Thanks, guys.
It also serves as a touching insight into River's own life. He's gone on record as not having the greatest relationship with his own father, and to hear a song like this come from him, it just touches you right in the heart space. Look, I don't care how well you got on with your parents as a kid, every adult has had that moment where they had to look back at the mistakes that they made in their life and realize that hanging on to them is ultimately pointless. And the need to reconcile and forgive them for their shortcomings is necessary to grow, move on, and get on with your own life. Nobody is perfect, especially those of us that are parents, but we can't let the bad times define us. Angst is a natural thing to feel as a young adult, but the older you get, the more poisonous it can become.
Especially if you're a Generation Xer. What can I say? Angst was like totally our thing. Like, totally. It was when I was growing up, at least. You know, I don't know if my dad actually watches these videos, but just in case you do, I apologize for, well, pretty much everything between the ages of 12 and 25, at least. I'm sorry. I could not have been an easy kid to raise.
I honestly could not have asked for a better closing number for this album. It's huge, it's earnest, it's epic and sweeping. It's one of the best songs they've written in years, perhaps even ever. It perfectly encapsulates the themes of the album and wraps everything up in a perfectly neat package to conclude what has to be one of the absolute most...
Oh, sorry, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Hey, what's up? What do you mean the album's not over yet? No, that was the closing track. I've heard plenty of closing tracks in my day, and that was totally a closing track. What the hell is a future scope?
Yeah, so even though this album pretty clearly, ends around the 10th track, we get another 3 songs to round things out, I guess. Well, not even that. The Future Scope Trilogy is actually one epic song split up into 3 parts.
Well, no, I can't even really say that, because this epic song, I mean, it isn't even 8 minutes long. It basically just amounts to an intro, a short little meaty bit in the center, and an outro. It's hardly epic, and it certainly doesn't deserve 3 tracks on the album. I hate it when bands do that. When they give an elaborate intro or outro its own track space, that is just super fucking weak sauce. I know it's a petty gripe, but I tend to listen to music in playlists, and believe me, nothing will give you audio whiplash faster than hearing the intro to one song, followed by a completely different song immediately afterwards. Godspeed, here it comes.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's
wonderful is what I feel when we're together.
Brighter than a lucky penny.
Whatever. I'm just gonna count this as one big song. Besides, there's really not much I can say about The Wasteland other than, you know, it's an intro. It's not a bad intro by any means, you know. A lot of nice lead work in there. Builds the tone effectively, but it's just an intro. That's it. What do you want from me? I'm not Rumpelstiltskin. I can't spin every guitar riff into a golden dick joke. I got nothing. Nothing. We're moving on to Anonymous. Fuck it.
Now this song is a fairly decent little track. I almost think it could stand up on its own without, you know, the bullshit sandwich. The piano is particularly good, syncing up with Rivers' vocals perfectly, though I do have to admit, the lyrics, they're a bit off.
Well, no. Typically, if you don't know a person's name, you politely ask them, or ask someone who knows them, so you can address them properly. You don't just flat out call somebody anonymous. Have you ever called anyone anonymous before? Unless you're talking to a dude in a Guy Fawkes mask, I'm pretty sure it's a faux pas to refer to someone as just anonymous.
Oh, Anony! Maybe try calling the cops and giving them some valuable information to help solve a crime without revealing your own identity!
Again, I'm almost certainly looking into the lyrics way too much. What can I say? It's what pays the bills. This could be another song about the band and their relationship to their audience. It could be a small stream of consciousness kind of thing, or it could just be a semblance of words all smashed together without much rhyme or reason. I mean, some might knock that style of writing, but bands do that kind of thing all the time. Hell, a lot of R.E.M's earlier catalog was just Stipe fitting in random-ass words to help fill in the beat. and early REM.
Yeah, I'd say that turned out okay.
And really, like a lot of the other problems I've found with this album, they're ultimately just nitpicks. I mean, this track is also very, very good. All of the parts have, up to this point, flowed into each other very well, and it's very fun to listen to, and it does create a nice sense of scale and scope, and so far it's been really, really good. I've enjoyed it. Let's see what Weezer does with the closing instrumental, Return to Ithaca. And no, that's not misspelled, by the way. Look it up. Hear that? It sounds like Home and Dreams, only more forceful, more elegant, more energetic, crazily proficient. Guys, everything really will be alright in the end.
Good fucking God, guys. This album is a treat. This is easily the best full Weezer album we've gotten in years. Fuck, maybe even decades.
You're goddamn right I said it.
One of the biggest problems with Weezer was that throughout the years, they simply refused to grow along with their audience. Instead of cultivating the relationship they built within their fan base on their earlier records, they just kept cashing it in over and over again in the hopes of expanding it. Instead of building their sound up, they continued to dumb it down in hopes to draw in the big stupid masses. But Weezer, at their core, at their soul, is not a band for the big stupid masses. It's a band for the little guy, a band for the outcast, a band for the misfits. At their best, they were a band that said, no, we don't look like everybody else, but that's okay. We don't want to. We don't have to. We're having fun being just who the hell we are, and if you're down for that, then there's room at the table for you. Grab a D20, let's rock the fucking party. And on this album, they have finally, after years in mainstream exile, finally come to realize this. No, the album isn't perfect. Not at all. Is it another Blue or Pinkerton? Well, no, not really, but I need you guys to sit down, take a few deep breaths, and listen very closely to what I'm about to say.
We are never going to get another Blue or Pinkerton.
Most bands are lucky if they can catch that kind of lightning in a bottle once, and Weezer pulled off a near miracle by doing it twice. So, no, this album doesn't necessarily stack up to those behemoths, but if I'm being completely honest, I can say that this is the best album we've gotten from them since those two. Really, I even think this album stands above Green and Maladroit. And there is one award I can definitely give this album that I can't give to any other Weezer release, not even Blue or Pinkerton. This is easily the most mature record they've ever written. Themes of reconciliation, self-actualization, and emotional growth are strewn all throughout this release, and ultimately, that's what growing up is all about. Maybe some people aren't as keen on how apologetic the album is, but here's the thing. I don't necessarily feel like the band is just reconciling things with us. They're reconciling things with themselves.
When I started this series, I originally thought I was burying the legacy of a band that just didn't exist anymore. I mean, it's pretty much right there in the title. I figured the best days were long behind us, and we were never going to get anything good again, so it was best to just bury the body before it began to stink up the room, you know? The band that we all knew and loved, it felt like it was dead. For the longest time, it just felt like they were out of ideas, out of empathy, like they needed, and hell, like they even wanted to just stop doing this. And it was sad. It was really fucking sad. But just as I was nailing the final nail on this coffin shut, this album comes along and blows the whole goddamn lid off of it. It's just... This album is Weezer just popping out of nowhere to say, no, damn it, we're not out of ideas. We do still care. We do still want to do this, and we do still have the talent, drive, and creativity to keep this dream alive. This is Weezer telling us they want to make music again. And that they ultimately deserve to exist.
Sure, the album hasn't necessarily been selling well, but really, guys, nothing has been selling well. Nothing at all. I honestly don't think we can really afford to judge success in terms of raw sales anymore. And to me, in the end, sales aren't really that important. Effort is. Passion is. Creativity, drive, and sincerity is. And this album, it has all of those in spades. Regardless of whatever numbers may come in for this album, to me, this album is a huge success. The biggest success they've had in years. And you know what, guys? Nothing could warm my heart more than to know that I get to end this series on a high note. A damn good high note, no less. A high note that's pretty much guaranteed to make it into my top albums of the year.
Oh shit, that's right! This is the first full review I've done on a recent album. And I really want to be certain I can include this in my best of 2014 list. Well, I guess there's really only one way to end this episode then.
It's good. Go fucking buy it. Go fucking buy it.
Hey guys, Crash Thompson here. I don't usually do these end card announcement dealies just because my videos are bloody long enough without them, but I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you out there for watching this video, and a special thank you to those of you that have been watching up to this point. Without you guys, there is no show, and I'm so glad to see so many people getting a kick out of this crazy, weird little thing I do. If you happen to miss one of the previous RAFOW videos, or just want to take the ride over again, feel free to click on any of the videos above. And if you really liked what you saw, well, feel free to give that subscribe button a click in the top corner. This will alert you when new videos are coming out, and believe me, there will be many more videos to come. So, thanks again for everything, guys. You all totally rock, and remember, the only opinion that really matters is your own. Cheers.